In this lecture, we will discuss the cubital tunnel syndrome. Our playlist is Orthopedic Rehabilitation Protocol. In the previous lecture, I will discuss carpal tunnel syndrome, and in this lecture, I will discuss the cubital tunnel syndrome. Carpal tunnel syndrome is due to the compression of median nerve, while the cubital tunnel syndrome is due to the ulnar nerve compression. The nerve compression symptoms are same, that is numbness, tingling and the weakness. In this case of ulnar nerve, the weakness in the arm and the hand where the ulnar nerve supplies the small finger and the ring finger. The symptoms arise in the small and the ring finger of the hand. There are tests that we can diagnose the cubital tunnel syndrome. The first test is the elbow flexion test. In this test, arm is in the neutral position, elbow is flexed and forearm supinated. Plus extend the wrist. This is the position. Hold this position for 3 minutes and reproduction of any pain, numbness and the tingling along the distribution of the ulnar nerve is the positive sign of a cubital tunnel syndrome. Cubital tunnel syndrome is the syndrome where when the ulnar nerve is the compressed, and this first test is the elbow flexion test for this, and the second test is the scratch collapse test. In this test, arm in the neutral position, elbow in the 90-degree of the flexion. Apply an internal rotation by the physiotherapist and ask the patient to resist it. Then scratch the ulnar nerve and immediately repeat step 1. If the loss of patient external rotation force, if the patient has difficulty in the external rotation and patient not resist the movement, then this is the positive sign of cubital tunnel syndrome. First test is the elbow flexion test and second is the scratch collapse test. We have non-surgical rehabilitation for cubital tunnel syndrome. First, the step we do is the immobilization. Rest and splint around the elbow so that it held in the neutral position to avoid compression of the ulnar nerve during the night time for almost 2 weeks or more. First we use splint and second we go for patient education. Patient should be asked to take frequent break to rest his hand, avoid activities that make symptoms worse, cold pack to reduce the inflammation and swelling in case of acute stage. Therapeutic exercises are ulnar nerve glide. Hold this position for 5 seconds, then return to the starting position. Ulnar nerve glide is very important, and this is the pictures to demonstrate the ulnar nerve glide. Next, if we perform surgery in case of severity, then there is post-surgical cubital tunnel syndrome rehabilitation. It has phases. Phase 1 is of 0 to 2 weeks. Intervention in the phase 1 is the early finger, wrist, elbow range of motion. In the acute stage, we go only for range of motion, no lifting objects over 5 pounds or 2 kilograms. In the second phase, it's of 2 to 4 weeks. Intervention is this to scar, massage, desensitization start after 3 days. After suture removal, range of motion. In the second phase, also go for range of motion. Encourage elbow, wrist and hand active range of motion performed by the patient. Stress ball for the strengthening, and same as the first phase, no lifting heavy objects. In the last phase, phase 3, it is of week 4 plus. After the 4 weeks, we go for aggressive strengthening exercises once per day, 10 to 15 repetition each, and no restrictions. In the phase 1, we go for range of motion, phase 2 scar massage and active range of motion, and in the phase 3 we go for aggressive strengthening. So patient begin his activity of daily living. This is the pathology of the wrist, cubital tunnel syndrome. We study this, and next we will study decurvent tenosynovitis. Thank you.